Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer.com, and today we are looking at our CURT Premium 4-bike hanging style rack here on our 2020 Jeep Cherokee. Now this is a really good bike rack if you're looking for something that's versatile because you can fit your children's bikes here as well as your larger bikes here. It has this nice little angle or shape in order to accommodate bikes of different shapes and different sizes. This has a 45-pound weight capacity, so just keep that in mind as you are loading it up. Now let's take a look over here at the bike itself to see how it is mounted to our bike rack. We have two straps here at the top tube as well as this third strap here on our seat tube. So that's holding it in place, helping it stay in place and it's not wobbling around too much. So if you want to take it off, you got to pull off these rubber straps. So there's one strap, and then two straps, and then this third strap here at the bottom. With those straps up and out of the way, you can then lift your bike up and through. It's helpful that it narrows towards the middle, and you are ready to go on a bike ride. So with the bike off, let's take a look at the bike rack itself. We have these cradles here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 cradles. And these cradles rotate in order to accommodate your different bikes with different sized frames. If you need to use it with its anti-wobble or anti-sway cradle, you have your third one here at the bottom. Now, when you have a bike rack on your vehicle though, you do have to keep in mind that there is some length added to the back of it. So let's take some measurements. Measuring from our back bumper all the way to the end where these nice two reflectors are, it sits at 35¼ inches. Now that's a fair amount of length honestly, but you are carrying around 4 bikes, so that's something to think about. Now, you do have to think about your clearance when you're parking into your garage or backing into a tight space. So you do have 35¼ inches to work with. You can lower this though by lowering these arms. To do so, you have a pin and clip. So take out that clip, remove this pin. You may need to lift up on the arm to do so, and carefully let that drop. Then you drop your arms and you put that pin and clip back in. So the way this is designed is that you might have to figure out the best way to get that pin into position. So on one hand, it is a kind of a tight fit, but on the other hand, that just means it's a little bit more secure, doesn't it? All right, let's get that in there and let's get that secured right over there. With it in this position, you can see there's a very big difference. Let's take some measurements again. So measuring from our back bumper all the way to the end of the bike rack, which is by these straps, it is now only 10¼ inches. Big difference. You definitely want it in this position when you're driving around town. Now this also tilts away, but note you can only tilt it away when you have your bikes off of your bike rack. To do so, you will need to loosen this knob here at the back, and then with it loosened enough, you can then take your pin and clip out from underneath. There's your pin, and then you can lift up on this lever, and that releases your bike rack to tilt down. You can tilt it down with the arms open or the arms closed like this as long as there are no bikes on it, but this allows you to open up your rear hatch. Maybe grab your bikes or your bike helmets, your water, your bags, all without having to take the bike rack off completely, which is a nice little feature. You can see how there's plenty of space between our bike rack and our rear door. So to put it back in place, remember, lift that lever back up so that it drops right into the hole, and then you secure it with this knob. This tightens down on that mast. And then you use this pin and this clip to secure it and keep it in place. Again, you may need to wobble around that bike rack in order to get that pin in place. So just keep that in mind. So as you can see, it is a little bit of a process. It is very secure though, which is good. It's just a little bit of a learning curve. But once it's secure, it's secure. While we're down here, let's take a look at how it mounts to our hitch receiver. This has a solid 2-inch shank, which fits into a 2-inch hitch receiver. It comes with an anti-rattle bolt as well as a clip. Now, it also comes with an included tool, but I recommend picking up our performance tool with a socket in order to tighten this down. And with the anti-rattle bolt, you can see that as I shake the bike rack by its shank, I'm mainly moving the vehicle at this point. All right, so as for closest point between our bike rack and our vehicle, in case you're looking at right where that mast is and that lever is, we have a clearance of 2 3/4 inches. Again, with an anti-rattle bolt, that's the closest it's gonna get. My final thoughts about this bike rack is I love how it's designed in order to accommodate your different bikes of different shapes and sizes. You have 45 pounds to work with. If you have your adult bikes, you have your children's bikes. It's also a lot easier to bring them out since you're not feeding them through a big bulky arm. Now it does work with our Jeep Cherokee in that it tilts away in order to access your hatch. Just keep in mind that your bikes have to be off when you do so. So for a hanging style bike rack, I think it does its job pretty well. Works well here with our Cherokee. And that was a look at the CURT Premium 4 hanging style bike rack here on our 2020 Jeep Cherokee.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.